Today I just wanted to take a quick look at P2, the 2007 American-Canadian thriller. Definitely an interesting and crazy little movie. I know originally it wasn't received very well, but I actually really enjoyed it. So the film was written, directed, and produced by Frank Calfon, which, definitely interesting right there. But it's not unheard of for someone to just, step up and really take control of their project. So the film stars Rachel Nichols as the protagonist, Angela, and she's basically, I guess you could say, being held hostage in a parking garage by a psychotic security guard named Thomas, who is played by Wes Bentley. And honestly, I was a lot more familiar with Wes Bentley. Rachel Nichols, pretty much the only film I've ever seen her was in the Amityville Horror remake, and she's not really the one I was paying attention to in that film. But yeah, Wes Bentley, I'm definitely a lot more familiar with his career. I'm familiar with him from, of course, American Beauty, which was, I guess, his major breakout role. He was also in Soul Survivors. You might even recognize him from Ghost Rider or American Horror Story. So yeah, he definitely gets around work-wise, but I'd say all in all, an interesting little film. Very believable build-up of her getting locked in, and then of course Thomas takes advantage of the situation, kind of takes her hostage. She starts off as being chained to a table in his office, and she's basically been, I guess, invited to share a holiday meal with him. And one of the first things we do notice is that her clothes has been changed. Obviously, she was unconscious, so she did not dress for the occasion herself. And this kind of does lead to the degree of his obsession with her, as well as hints of other possible transgressions throughout the course of the film. So that's pretty much left open to interpretation. But one of the things that surprised me about that initial scene where she's being taken hostage is the fact that she does become aggressive with him. She raises her voice, she yells at him. And I don't know if it's just the fact that the filmmaker was trying to portray her as a strong feminine character, but my personal opinion, that just came off as very unwise, because if you're chained up in someone's office and you're just going off and being rude and acting like a jerk, it doesn't seem like a very wise thing to do. In my opinion, the smart thing to do is, kind of keep quiet a little and get a feel for the situation and figure out what's really going on here, instead of just mouthing off and making demands. So, I don't know, that's just kind of one of the things about her character that just kind of bothered me from the beginning. But once again, I just don't know if it's just the fact that they were trying to portray her as a strong female character, which I really didn't see her as. She definitely looked after herself, but she was a total damsel in distress. Of course, that's just the way I saw the character. But yeah, it's definitely crazy the lengths that Thomas went through to get a hold of Angela. And we also do discover that he's been spying on her for quite some time. He even takes it upon himself to punish someone that he feels had been out of line with Angela. And of course, we have the whole cat and mouse chase thing going on throughout the course of the film. And even though it does have dark elements, I definitely view this as more of a thriller than a horror film, just because it's low on the gore. There's a decent amount of violence, but it's more I guess you could say the situational, which really makes the film, gives it its dark element, especially because you have this woman trying to fend for her life, pretty much trapped inside of a parking garage with a lunatic who we pretty much know what he's capable of. We just don't know how far he will go. And of course, we do have a few failed attempts from Angela calling police, that attempt being thwarted, and then of course someone eventually showing up and them leaving. So she pretty much really does have to step up and you know, kind of assess the situation and get the upper hand here, which, you know, she's the good guy. I mean, obviously she'll be okay. But yeah, I really enjoyed this film. Like I said, I like the fact that you really don't know what to expect, and Thomas definitely does take you by surprise on several occasions throughout the film, or you're just kind of left thinking to yourself, "Oh no, he's not going to do this. He's not going to do that," and he does. You know, especially in the I guess you could say the revenge scene. You know, that's definitely one of the more I guess you could say graphic or gory scenes in the film, but overall very enjoyable, very well acted, definitely very well written. And of course, all of this does take place on Christmas Eve. I know the holidays can definitely be a bit dangerous for some people, but yeah, this definitely does, you know, definitely does put a whole new spin on, you know, the dangers of the holidays, and you know, depression and loneliness and whatnot. But yeah, I really did enjoy this film. But that is pretty much all I have for you guys today, and I will talk to you later.